Hi, hello, I'm Ladymair Reads, and today I want to talk to you about palette cleanser books. Books that you might pick up if you've been reading some thick fucking tomes, as I think a lot of us are right now, and you're just a bit exhausted by the big epic fantasies. And here are some books that I highly recommend. If you just want something a bit of fun, a bit shorter, one I'm going to recommend is one I've recently finished. Is The Maleficent 7. This is like Kings of the World but better and done far better. It definitely, you get what's on the tin, right? You were there and you were just adoring and having just a fun time. You were there just for what's on the tin. Maleficent 7 is, there is Black Heron, who is this big general, and she abandoned all of her captains at the end of this big battle and they squabbled and lost the war. It is her then going back and being like, I need you all to help me defeat these like zealots that are coming. And that's basically it. They go round up the troops. There's a vampire, there's a ex-god, there's so many different varying characters, and it's characters, how they all go together, there's betrayals, there's all sorts of things going on that people, so much happening, but it is what it is on the tin, right? There's battle scenes, which is incredible. There's sea monsters, there's godly powers, which I really wish it went more into depth about it, but this, literally my only thought with this was it's just entertaining as fuck. That's one I highly recommend. It's not that long, it's about 400 or so pages, and it was literally just a ball of fun, and that's something that I just wanted to have after reading something like Wind and Truth. Same goes for this. I met the Trip Gailey in Chimera last year, and this book just sounds so much fun. Anything that you can have can become a deal that you could. So instead of switching money, you can switch. I don't know. This is really exaggerating. My mind is going to the firstborn. That's not really what's in this book. It's like goblin markets. It's gay. There's all sorts of stuff going on, and it was just so much fun. It's standalone. I love the universe, and it's definitely in if you like trading anything that can be traded for what you want, this is definitely a book you need to pick up. It was just so much fun when I read it. The audio narrator is so good. Highly recommend. Cake and the Damned, right? I've had some people tell me that this cover looks like a romancy cover. I didn't think that when I picked this up in Forbidden Planet. Tell a lie, I picked up book 2, okay? Realised it was book 2 and went, oh, let's go get book 1. And I loved it. I laughed so much. Yeah, there are some darker scenes in this, but it's instead of being grimdark like Abercrombie, Sons of Darkness, Game of Thrones, it's full of humour. Like the banter between the characters really sell it. There's this. This reminds me a little bit for fans of We Are the Dead, but nowhere near as dark. Nowhere near as dark. If you like We Are the Dead, but you want something a little bit lighter, this will definitely tickle you, right? This will fit that box, because Cake and the Damned is a captain, and he's charged with looking after these seedlings, which they call their royal children. Somebody comes in with magical powers and gods and all this shit and destroys the whole castle, and he and that's why Kagan believes that he is damned, because no matter what happens, things never go right for him. And it's him learning to sort of battle this big sort of invasion that they've already taken over. They're trying to crown a new king. There's something called the Witch King, which is interesting. He's interesting. There's secrets galore happening. There's all sorts of like magic going on in this world. It's multi-POV, there's all sorts going on. The chapters are really short. Are really short. So if that is your thing, definitely pick this up. It was just so much fun, and it's something that sometimes I think you just need a bit of laugh in your life. Humour is always going to be subjective. The humour in this might not be for everybody, because it can be a bit crude. I find it funny. Some people might not. But I love Cake and the Damned. Again, the audio narrator is so good. I'm currently tandem reading book 3. It's just so much fun. I absolutely loved it. It's just so much fun. You just have a laugh. Another palette cleanser book where you can just go way out, just out there. Tainted Cup is a murder mystery. And if you just want a mystery, this is fun. This is a book that I was just there to have fun. I read it in a day. I did the audiobook. Again, the audiobook is amazing. But it was just entertaining. It really was just entertaining. And I didn't even try to solve the mystery. Some people try. I don't. I'm not that kind of person. And I just had a whale of a time. An absolute whale of a time. Creepy world, creepy magic system. Creepy, interesting. I think it's more interesting. And this is so neurodivergent. It's insane. I love it. Talking of mysteries, A Marvelous Lie. Have I, when filming this, am I currently in a deep dive into the sequel, and I cannot wait to get to the third book because I know what characters are going to be in the third book? Yes. Yes. Technically this is romance. I've decided I apparently like romantic fantasy. Not romantasy. So there is a mystery plot through this, right? It's alluring. I had no idea what was going on, but again, I don't try and solve mysteries. But alongside the mystery plotline is a really, really strong, gay as fuck romance. We need more gay romance in our lives. We need more gay romantasy. All of that. If you have any recommendations for gay romance books, drop them below because I am salivating for them, please. This does have a couple of spicy scenes in it, but it's not like you can skip them if you want. I can take or leave them, to be fair. I just kind of ignore. I'm like, yeah, whatever, go away. But this is urban. Does it say in the first chapter? Oh, it's signed! I had no idea. I should have known. This is an Illumicrate copy. And I'm trying to stop myself from trying to hunt down the sequels because I am enjoying it. Also, this is a side note. I love hardcovers that do this. I just love them. I just adore them. Anyway, A Marvelous Light. It's set in like Victorian era times, and obviously people don't really look favorably on gay, but in this book it's not come across as prejudiced like at all. I'm only partway through the sequel, but it's just like a lot of people just accepting that it's just some of society isn't, so it is a historical fiction, but it's entertaining. There's a creepy Robin in this one is non-magical, and he stumbles across something and somebody decides to put a ring on him and things ensue, right? Something he wasn't meant to see. It was entertaining. He meets a wizard. It's all of this coming wrong. It's coming there. It's getting, and it's just the tension between the romance in here is insane. Like, the mystery plotline is solid, right? It's absolutely solid. But then you get to the romance in this. I was losing my loving mind. I was freaking out just because of, and the same in the sequel. I put off the sequel for so long because people were like, I didn't like it at all. I'm loving it. I am just there. I am 100% there, and it's amazing. And it's the way the author can just write the emotional scenes, even in the spicy scenes, even in everything is coming together. And it's not just, while I have a lot of issues with romantasy, I know people love it, I have a lot of issues because it's samey, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot of work that goes into the characters. This does not disappoint. There is so much character work that goes into this alongside everything else, and it's my favourite. So please go read A Marvelous Light. Another one that I'm going to mention, which is a really nice palette cleanser because it's completely different to what you've been reading before, is going to be The Bone Orchard. There is an underlying theme of how women have been treated and all of this kind of stuff, but basically The Bone Orchard is this, a woman has split herself into different beings, right? Because she is this for this person, this for that person. There's all those personality, there's chastity, there's a couple of others that are literally escaping my head because it's been so long since I've read it. And she is basically tasked from the king to find out who killed him, which is and how she goes about it, and how, you know, her parts of herself are using and as prostitution, all of that coming across. And it On the surface level, it's entertaining, but underneath, it's definitely far different. And it's just nothing I've read that has been like it. Absolutely nothing. This is what I would call a Marmite book. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But it's definitely worth picking up because it was so much fun. But also with the underlying message underneath it, and you're like, ooh, so it also just kind of make you think a little bit, which is definitely something that you should see. Another one that's completely out of left field, that is not like anything I've ever read before, is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I never thought I'd want to read Dungeon Crawler Carl. I thought Dungeon Crawler Carl, lit RPG, not for me. Wow, was I wrong. This is a series I'm going through as and when the mood hits. When I don't want to think, when I just want to be entertained, right? That's when I pick up Dungeon Crawler Carl. And it's so much fun. If you don't know what Dungeon Crawler Carl is, and don't let lit RPG put you off, right? It's this guy, Carl, leaves his apartment to go after his ex's cat who's jumped out, right? As he does that, everyone's gone. Dead, right? He is then thrust into this game for entertainment where, as it says in the title, you go through the dungeon and try and survive, and you can level up. And it's like, new achievement, which every time I hear that, I could just hear it in Jeff Hayes' voice, and it's just brilliant. The audio, I highly recommend. It's amazing. But also, if you're not an audio person, you can just read it. I know people say you have to on audio. You don't have to. It's just I would recommend that's where you read it. It's funny. And stuff happens, and Princess Donut, the cat, who talks, by the way, love that. Love her dynamic. And between her and Carl and everything going on, and then also because again they're on a TV show going through these dungeons, you get appearances of them coming onto TV, being all this, and it was just so much fun. I've read the first two and I've just had a lot of fun with them. So is it worth the hype? Yes, I would say it is. So Dungeon Crawler Carl is like nothing read before. If you want something just a bit different, pick that up. Another one, which I'm going to move into it's a cozy romance, is The House Witch. I, again, needed something shorter, needed something different, and I just went, it sounds interesting. And it was. I loved it. I read the first 3 in like 3 days. I was just gone. The audio is very, very good. But what is a house witch? A house witch is a witch who can only have powers around their home, which means household chores, like cooking, all of this kind of stuff. And then you have this house witch, Finn, who ends up coming back, or ends up going to work for the king as his cook. But obviously he's trying to hide that he's a witch, because not many people know about witches. But the king's like, sus, is that you're not what you seem. How about I task you with doing some investigative work for me? Finn's like, okay, sure. But then there's a romance that ensues as well, and it is cozy. It's very much about the found family, very much getting to know, like, there's so many, there's the relationship between the love interest and Finn, but there's also his relationship between everybody else around him, just being friends and learning to know people, and just the found family aspect of it. And it was so warm and cozy. Do be aware, book 3, in my opinion, does step outside the cozy genre a little bit, but I still love them, and I would reread them forever. And then also, actually, that I'm also going to mention is going to be Miss Percy's Pocket Guidebooks. I will never stop shouting about Miss Percy's Pocket Guidebooks. I don't care if you had enough of me talking about them. I ain't going to stop. Middle-aged woman, dragon, a cinnamon romance. What more do you want? And the romance is like really subplot, like it doesn't get a lot of page time, but it's still there, and it's the cutest thing ever. I absolutely adore it. I adore Fitz the dragon, who's just being a little baby dragon, and doesn't realise he's terrorising everybody else, but he's like, I'm investigating this. Oh whoops, I've set curtains to fire. Like, he's a dragon, he doesn't know. And Mildred, a 40-year-old woman who has been shunned all her life by her whole family and degraded and brought down and down and down, is just finally finding her feet and trying to take care of this dragon and stop people from taking the dragon from her, and all of this happening, and it's just so much fun. And this, oh, there's so many dragons as well, so many dragons. So much fan family going through this as well, along with, like, you know, there is an antagonist, there is a true villain, and you know, it's told in this whimsical kind of way, and it's just, oh, it's amazing. I've done all of these in audio. I'm tempted to actually get the shelfie trophies for them because I just love them so much. So that is go pick it up, please. But those are some of my palette cleanser books. I have loads more that I do need to get to. Mainly 3 books my boss has lent me 2 months ago that I have not touched yet. To be fair, I've also lent her a couple of books as well, so she hasn't given them back either. Anyway, those are my palette cleanser books. Let me know if you had any recommendations down below. I'll check them out, and I'll see you in the next one.